Hello, everyone, and welcome to HORRORific Review. Well, this one, if you haven't figured out, I'm working through my watch list, and I've got that stage now where movies you've had, and you're like, yeah, I'll watch that, and then you don't get around to doing it because something doesn't quite get you to click on straight away, and then something else happens, and then I don't like my watch list to build up too much, so I'm like, okay, right, gotta watch some of these. Click, click, okay, here we go. Need to do a video for tonight. Didn't do one last night, so yeah, give us a bash. I'm still figuring out. For a comedy, I didn't laugh very much. I don't know whether it's me being grumpy on a Tuesday or if it's a bad movie. Because all the elements are. So we're talking about Killer Weekend. Came out there in 2018, so not so long ago. British movie. I think I recognise one cast member out of the whole lot, so it's a lot of unknown faces, which is fair enough too, but don't know if that helps or hinders the movie. Suppose you get a bunch of fresh faces, you can just immerse in the characters. But the premise of the story is main character Sam is getting married. So all his mates are organising a stag weekend. Sorry, as usual, just before I hit live, I start getting a frog in the throat because that's the way it works. But yeah, I decided to hold a stag weekend. And yeah, instead of the usual, they decide we're going to do a survival weekend. And it's based on zombie apocalypse survival weekend, which is a bit of a shit idea, if I'm honest. I don't know how it would, I wouldn't say it being a survival weekend zombie. I don't know how it would actually work in real life. They've tried to show this like a paintball weekend or something, but with zombies, and even the whole concept. Hey there, Bob Scotty. Haven't you seen the American fan-made adult animated horror thriller film Story yet? Story? Is it Story or Story? It's really what are. I haven't. That could end up in the list. I might have a look. Was the original film? Was it? I think it was in Spanish, like Pan's Labyrinth. Um, I might look that up. Tells a wee bit more about it. Might be interesting to check out. Love random movies, but yeah, this one. Not sure how I'm feeling about it. We'll start off. They're all in the car, throwing tennies, but they're overacting. I think. We're lads. Yeah, we're getting drunk. And they're passing cans around the car, which most people don't do, and even trying to pass it to the driver. And you're like, really? It just they're hamming it up a bit too much. I think that's what put me off from the start. When you're overdoing it, it's like, yeah, you're trying too hard, and then I start switching off. So there's that aspect. A lot of the characters are a bit two dimensional. I think because it says the In-Betweeners meets Shaun of the Dead, but the difference is the In-Betweeners, that series covers, teen angst and embarrassment and coming of age and all the, stuff that can happen to you. But it was grounded and talked about class differences and all. But the characters had a bit of depth, even for a TV show. And the things that you laughed at were funny, because it could happen, stuff that happened during your teen years, just the embarrassing things. Um, yeah, same with Shaun of the Dead. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, they're the comedy duo. They both had good characters. They played that part of not wanting to let go of their youth, sort of thing, and that played a dynamic. Caused Sean problems with his relationship and work and etc. etc. And it brought on this. I don't see where they were going. She got them in the car. They go to this cafe and they meet the rest of the sort of gang. And what they call themselves a crazy gang or something like. It's just you can get yourself doing that when you're a teenager, fair enough. But when somebody, my least favorite character in this was Eric. And it's a wee bit like James Corden, so that's enough reason to, like, not like him. But he's just a man baby, but not in a good way. And he's the one that was kind of pushing for all this and organized it and just getting on an absolute div. And you're like, yeah, man, I'm not feeling it. Once again, I think it's the overacting in this that's really pulling it down. When you see Shaun of the Dead and In-Betweeners, which is compared to, when you see Dog Soldiers, the banter, the camaraderie is, comes across as genuine. So you get invested in the characters. Here, you're not, because they're all 2D and they're run about. And the big thing is that Sam and God, who do you call him? Was it McGoldrick, the father-in-law? Didn't approve of him, didn't like him, and I kind of overplayed that a bit. And then they have Cheese, who's supposed to be the bad boy, the reprobate, and he turns out to be the most grounded character in this. Like from the offset, it's actually Eric is the worst character that just is completely unlikable. You've also got Toby, Gerald's the father-in-law. You also got Toby, who's married with a kid, and he's overacting that part. And even with the phone calls and the saying it, and he keeps it on when you grow up and stuff. He just didn't land. I think, and also when they do the same joke, gag 3 or 4 times, you've seen it coming. I think that's my main problem with this. There's nothing to surprise you. The whole thing about slapstick comedy and all, yeah, there's setups not, but there's still the surprise. Something comes out of the blue. This you can see coming a mile off. I think that's part of the problem. There's nothing. It's very paint by numbers. So the whole idea is they've met up, they've had lunch. Who is it? Miles is a corporate lawyer and he acts like an absolute tit. And he's rude to the waitress. And that just kind of shows his character, full of himself. Once again, overacted. I'm going to use that word a lot, I think, for this review. I don't think I've used that a lot in the other reviews, but for this one, yeah, overacted is going to be the description. Because that's it. Every character's like dialed up to 11, but there's nothing to them. So, yeah, you don't get it. You don't get the payoff. So they finish that. They go to the survival camp. Once again, it's over. Survivors come here, and it's supposed to be a bunch of ex-squaddies who have got like one personality between the whole lot of them. And you're just like, oh, what he's doing. And one guy's still wearing like current day fatigues with a camo. It's like an airsofter level of keen because veterans don't do that. It's like, yeah, what do I want to dress up and carry that shit for? I was paid to do it. Freaking not going to do that again. Guys that even go airsoft them once or twice for a laugh. They'll flip and stick a pouch for ammo and a pouch for water bottle, and that's it. It's the ones that dress up in all the gear, all the gear, no idea sort of thing. Are the waltz, and there's a couple of waltz in this. Gerald, like straight away. Oh, yeah, wasn't he in the army? No, Navy. And where'd you serve? It's classified. Instantly, Walter Mitty, right off the bat, and it was so obvious. And then just this mishmash, and why would he be going still in the suit? Like none of these people, they don't fit with the idea of going for a weekend. They're too in their character, like their costumes. because everyone's wearing a costume essentially of their character. And what I mean by that, Gerald is in like a tweed suit because that's his character. Cheese in full chav gear because that's his character. Eric is whatever the hell Eric is. Toby's the 2.4 children father, responsible, dressed like his character, costume. Miles as well, the lawyer is in costume because they just have to be over the top. And then you sort of go, how are these people ever friends? Or why would they even stay in touch? I mean, I've had a couple of cracks at the old marriage thing, and the last people I ever thought about inviting were school friends because it just you hung about because you had to because you had no one else really. That was your circle, but most most of my extracurricular activities didn't involve school friends, so they weren't the people I hung about with outside of school. Briefly for a bit I tried, but I just realized very quickly they didn't like me, I didn't like them, just no rapport. And when you don't have that, I couldn't have friendships last outside school. Don't say because most of my friends and my lifelong friends are made outside of school and after school. I'm talking about friends that are like 20 years plus, but not schoolmates. You know, and these people are hanging on. It's almost American the way they get on. You know, way Americans get on about high school, and that was like the epitome of their entire lives. And they do their high school reunion. It's very American-esque, in that aspect of trying to hanker it, because that's not the way Brits work. Most of us crack on and forget people in school. That's not a unique thing. You get the odd bunch of sorrows that go to a reunion, but 9 times out of 10, just there'll maybe be one, like a 10-year one, and a handful of people will go, and then that'll be it, forgotten about, never to be repeated. And that's not every, it's not every year, every school. It might be the odd, like, flash in a pan. It's not like a regimental, every person that leaves school then has a reunion. It's just not the done thing. And the only reason people hang about together is if they happen to maybe live in the same neighborhood, cross each other's path, or, going to work, but it's very, very rare. So this whole premise and setup is just nonsense. I think that's what makes it unbelievable, because these could have been just mates. So therefore, they could have looked like a bunch of mates, not a like. And I know they're trying to give individual characters, but then that's where comedy fails, in my opinion. When you try too hard, you lose the comedy elements when you're just making characters. Characters, not character. Just going with that, and everyone's like a cardboard cutout. Just not doesn't work. But to go to this survival thing, and like I said, you got this bunch of supposedly veterans who have signed on to run this camp thing, and once again, there's nothing to them. Like, there's two characters, the Sarge and that's is it McGoldrick? No, Sergeant Marshall is the guy in charge, and there's the other guy, is his two IC, and the other two that run the show. And then everyone else is just like backward, just nothing to them whatsoever. And you're just like, that's not even, how did these people come together? Like, normally if squaddies have a business idea, they want to do something, they've served in a unit together. They've they've either been in the course, or like anyone I still talk to have either been in the course with, because that's usually credible bond experience, been through basic together, or served in the same unit. That's kind of it. Sometimes people, but when you're deployed with your unit, unless you're an attachment. But these people have no camaraderie between them. It's just like a bunch of. So this is where the whole thing, I think, falls apart. You don't get any bonding, and this is about supposedly male bonding and conflict, and then the ridiculous situations happen, and then that's when you start to see people pull together, come out of their shell, or surprise you. But none of that happens. So it's a paintballing weekend. They're using paintballs, and then the guy's riffing them now. Or Dow's the sergeant, right? The second command Dow. He's the one. He's the one that's done all the gear. Like a nurse off there, and overdoing it. Yeah, overdoing it instead of overacting. Trying to change it up a bit. Keep it fresh. I'm already doing more of an effort on flipping webcam than if this movie has. So they're pulled in as if they're getting, as if they're raw recruits and, basted, which once again makes no sense. Because unless you're signed up for that, and everyone's kind of going, oh, don't have a clue what it is, you're not getting into the spirit of it now. Why did they have to do it that way? They could have just been, right, lads, here's the situation, blah, 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 and like made it really showy. But he's trying to base them like they're brand new recruits and even makes them do press ups and stuff. And it's like, man, if they're not into that, unless you've signed up for that experience, like a boot camp experience, what the hell are you doing? So once again, it makes absolutely no sense. Now, they had to give the whole spiel and that, and then seen a wee bit more of the interplay between the actual squaddies, the cast as such. They're going to be dressing up in zombies, but this is where the idea is ridiculous. What they do is the squaddies play the enemy, as in the zombies, and they put a bit of makeup on, and that's the idea. And they're given the players are given a paintball, and you see a wee bit of them shooting them, and then they've got like a batting thing, like a mini cricket bat, like a foam one. They're supposed to be able to hit them. Once again, on what planet does this even remotely work? So that's fine. What do you think might have happened? Like, it's set in a bunker, it's a Cold War bunker, it could have started off as joking and zombies get released. That's not it at all. Basically, what happens is one of the actors, the squaddies, comes towards him, one of them in zombie costume, and it's Sam accidentally kills him. They're trying to do it, Tucker and Dale versus Evil sort of style, but it doesn't work. It's shit. If you think of it, right, there's a classic one, Tucker and Dale versus Evil, where you've got the two hillbillies. They're David Tudyk. Haven't seen much of him lately. He's brilliant. He's a hidden gem of an actor. But him and his brother, they're hillbillies, and they accidentally off a bunch of college kids but they don't actually directly do it. It's a series of calamities, like one will fall into a wood chipper or fall onto an axe. That's fair enough. This doesn't, like, you're not surprised. Like, when you know somebody's about to buy it, you see it coming a mile off. But in that movie, which is maybe more of a comparison, you didn't see them, you didn't see a lot of stuff coming because it was just daft. And yeah, one or two setups, but it just didn't, that's why you giggled and laughed, because it was ridiculousness. This was just so flat. You just didn't get it. So what they do is they decide, oh, we're gonna get in trouble. I know, let's bury the body and pretend they're still about by nicking his phone and cutting like even about cutting his thumb off. Like, you saw that coming a mile off. Like, there's nothing shocking in this, as in, oh, didn't know they were going to do that. You saw it all coming a mile off. Then they bump into more, and that's the whole point. It's a series of events where a couple of teammates get killed, and then they start to twig on, and then they go psycho to get them back. But everything is just paint by numbers, play it out. And you get it. And then Gerald, bring him up a couple of times, yes, I've been on the front line. I've done this, done that. And you know he's a Walt. It's been painted out that he's a Walt, and then he's um blah blah blah. No, it wasn't Army, it was Navy, right? And that carries on, and then it gets to the final reveal. He goes, "I was in the SBS, the Special Boat Squadron." Well, first start, they're Marines. Yeah, you can say you're Navy, but what Marine ever says they're Navy? You know what Royal Marine would ever say, "Oh, I'm Navy"? Like I knew lads in the mod 90s would scratch off the Navy part and write Marine. Like that's chargeable offence by the way, defacing ID and stuff. Um, but that's how adamant they are about it. Yeah, they're attached to the Navy, but they're not off the Navy. So this guy, and of course, when it comes to his big moment, he fails. Total Walt. You saw it coming a mile off. No surprises there. Sam jumps in to save the day. Eric acts like Eric. Only one guy of their party gets killed, and it was two. Sorry, my apologies. Two. One whose name I can't remember. He was like the add-on. He's a sister. He's a brother-in-law of one of them. And he's like, I didn't even like these guys. So he gets off, and then Al, who's another add-on outside the group, and they're trying to make him like the fanboy. He sees this gang of the cool kids, and he wants to be part of it. And these are supposed to be people in their 30s. Get a grip. But that's what they're playing out, and even that is just like doesn't work. So it meanders on, and basically you get your final group. They all walk in the end. There's the big moment was Sam finally asked Gerald to marry his daughter. That's why he hates him, because he never asked properly. And even that moment was just like, nah. Like, there's nothing here. And they all finish up. And then the last joke is, yeah, I'll marry your daughter, but it might be a while, because it might be doing 25 to life. And you're just like, the end. Is this my shortest review ever? I think it possibly is. I can't be arsed through, like, going through any, but there's nothing to talk about. There's not even a remotely funny scene. Like, even when I think of comedies that are terrible, I watched Beaster Bunny. I had fun riffing on it, and like that's the worst horror movie I've ever watched ever. I think ever exists. But I had fun riffing on it and was able to go on for a while. Killer Sofa, same again. Had fun riffing on it. It was just terrible, god awful movie, but it was so bad it was good, and its cheesiness. God, what else am I thinking of? I'm thinking of one here and I've lost it. Werewolves versus strippers, or strippers versus werewolves. That was a bunch of bloody soap actors, and they were bad, but I was able to talk about it because at least there were some endearing scenes and a bit of fun. This I had no fun whatsoever. Just kind of watched it going, meh. That's the worst type of movie. The worst type of movie is when you're actually bored to tears and you're just going through the motions watching it. But unfortunately, I started it. I'm like, well, gotta watch it to review it. I committed. Damn it! I suppose I'll watch the end. If this had been like another movie, I was just watching off the cuff, I would have been switched off. I went into the not even worth reviewing pile. So there you go. There's that. I'll put the link in the description if you want to check it out anyway. Up to you guys. Do you agree, disagree? If somebody who's watched this think it's the best thing ever, tell me why. I'd love to know. Maybe I'm committing wrong think. Yeah, that's it. I'm bored talking about this movie now. And there's nobody chatting to me, so you're all being quiet tonight. So I can't go on any tangents. Where's my tangent people? These are letting me down. Anyway, there you go. I'll wrap it up there. Yeah, because I'm boring myself. Never mind you guys. But thanks for watching. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend this movie at all. Not worth your time. So there you go. And tomorrow night I'm on Brotherhood of the Dice's channel. We're doing the final part of Highway of Blood. Now that is funny. That's a role-playing game, and just a bunch of us Egypts And that's actually funnier than this movie because we're just having a laugh doing it. There you go. It's amazing when you just actually inject a wee bit of personality into something. But there you go. Go update the channel, do the typey clicky things. And until next time, keep it creepy, keep it horrific.